They told her she had no talent, until the whole country stood up to listen, a graduation night, a silenced dream, and the voice her parents never wanted to hear. Before anyone knew my name, before posters and stages and standing ovations, I was just a girl singing quietly so no one at home would tell me to stop. My name is Lillian Grace Holloway, and for as long as I can remember, music lived inside me like a second heartbeat. I didn't choose it, it chose me, in the hum of the refrigerator late at night, in the way melodies formed in my head when the house went quiet, in the ache I felt when a song ended too soon. I grew up in a clean, well-kept neighborhood outside Columbus, Ohio. The kind of place where lawns were trimmed every Saturday and neighbors waved politely but never stayed long. From the outside, my family looked steady, respectable, normal. Inside, everything revolved around my younger brother, Ethan. Ethan was calm, practical, predictable. My parents adored that about him. They said he was grounded, realistic, built for success. They talked about his future as if it were already written. I, on the other hand, was described very differently. Too emotional. Too dramatic. Too sensitive. And always, not realistic. When I sang as a child, my mother would pause in the doorway, arms crossed, listening with a tight smile. "It's sweet," she'd say. "But that doesn't mean you're talented." My father was blunter. "Singing is luck," he said once, turning down the radio. "Talent is rare. Most people who think they have it, don't." They said it so often that it began to feel like a fact, not an opinion. Still, I kept singing. At school, teachers noticed. Choir directors pulled me aside after rehearsals. Music teachers asked me to stay late, to try solos, to perform at assemblies. By sophomore year, I was singing lead at every major event. The applause felt unreal, like it belonged to someone else. I'd come home glowing, still buzzing from the sound of it, and say, "They asked me to perform again." My parents would exchange a look. "That's nice," my mom would say. "But don't let it get to your head." Or worse, school audiences clap for everyone, my dad added. "It doesn't mean much." They never came to hear me. Not once. I asked, softly at first. "There's a concert Friday. Could you come?" "We'll see." "Please, it's important to me." "Your brother has practice." By junior year, I asked more directly. "Just come once," I said at dinner, my voice shaking despite my effort to sound calm. "Just listen." My mother sighed. "Lillian, not everything needs an audience." What I learned, slowly and painfully, was that my parents believed talent should look like Ethan. Quiet. Logical. Measurable. And because music didn't fit into their idea of success, they decided it wasn't real, even when everyone else could hear it. Graduation was supposed to be different. By then, my school had chosen me to perform the closing piece at the ceremony. A song I wrote myself, about finding your voice when no one gives you permission to use it. The principal called my parents personally. "She's exceptional," he said. "This is a rare gift." My parents thanked him politely. At home, my mother said, "Don't get carried away." My father added, "This doesn't change anything." Still, I asked. "Please," I said one evening, standing in the kitchen while my mom dried dishes. "Just come. Sit there. Listen. That's all." She didn't look at me. "You're putting too much meaning into this." The night before graduation, I laid my dress across my bed and stared at it, wondering why I still hoped. Why some part of me believed this time they would choose me. The morning of the ceremony, my phone buzzed. "We won't be there," my mom texted. "Ethan's overwhelmed. He needs us today." That was it. No apology. No encouragement. No good luck. Standing backstage, microphone in my hands, I watched families fill the auditorium. Parents leaned forward, phones raised, faces glowing with pride. When I stepped onto the stage, I didn't look for my parents anymore. I sang. The room went still. And then it stood. Applause thundered around me, loud, long, undeniable. Teachers wiped their eyes. Students cheered. Strangers clapped until their hands hurt. But the seats that mattered most were empty. That night, I packed a single suitcase. I didn't leave a note. I didn't make a speech. I simply left town and went where no one knew my last name. The first year was hard. I sang in small bars, coffee shops, street corners. Sometimes for tips. Sometimes for nothing. I worked days, performed nights, slept too little, doubted everything. But no one told me to stop. No one said I wasn't talented. Slowly, things changed. A video went viral. A producer reached out. A small tour followed. Then a bigger one. My name appeared in local papers. Then national ones. My parents didn't know, not at first. They found out the way people often do now, from someone else. A neighbor knocked on their door one afternoon, newspaper in hand. "Isn't this your daughter?" she asked, smiling wide. My mother stared at the photo. My father reread the headline 3 times. They were stunned. They watched interviews late at night, recognizing my voice before they accepted my face. They told friends they were proud. That they always believed. But belief, I learned, is only real when it's spoken in time. They reached out eventually. Long messages. Careful words. Pride mixed with confusion. "I didn't know," my mother wrote. "I wish we'd listened," my father added. I read their messages quietly. And then I went on stage again, this time under bright lights, in front of thousands. I sang with my whole chest. With every version of myself that had ever been told she was too much, not enough, unrealistic, impossible. The applause was overwhelming. And somewhere between the first note and the last, I realized something simple and true: the voice they tried to quiet became the one the world needed to hear. Some parents don't see your light because they're too focused on another direction. That doesn't mean the light isn't real. Sometimes the most powerful applause comes after you stop asking for permission. And sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is sing anyway.